Hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome everyone. By the way, guys, I already uploaded our part 2 in the Spanish era. Part 2 questionnaire with generalization. So, na-upload na nako siya kaganina lang yun. Kailangan pa nato i-edit ang mga dead air, ang kanang mga mispronunciation, kay, dagan kay mabash ta. So, guys, by the way, sa ato ang part 2, naputol sa question number 50. So, there's technicalities, technical errors sa ato ang sa ato ang pag-record ato. So, nakuan lang siya sa question number 50. But no worries. So, ipadayon na ko karon ang 51 up until 60 before ta mag-proceed sa um, questions number 60 up until 90 kay gitagi-tagi man gud nako na siya by part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4 hantod asa para hurot ang katong mga questionnaire. It's because di man gud siya lalim, guys. Kailangan pa na mag-provide og generalization, so hati-hati na ako kay para dili po kaayo siya bugat para sa ako, di pod kayo siya kuan kay day atong brain cells naka ano kani nga na good. Parang ano lang pud ba kay para mag kuan po ko sa ako ang self pod na dili ko ma-burnout kay actually di gyud siya lalim, guys, magbuhat og ing-ani. Dili gyud siya lalim, like kailangan pa nimo studyhan, kailangan pa nimo mag-generalize, kailangan pa nimo kuan sa presentation, kailangan pa ni nga na daghan pa kay pa kuan the ended at on brain cells die. So, yeah, by the way, before ta mag-proceed, please do like, share, subscribe sa ako ay YouTube channel para mas maganahan pa ako, guys, kay kamo ang akong source of motivation. Pag madugangan ko kog isa, duha, tulo na subscribers, guys, mas maganahan pa jud ko, guys, kay ngano I see it very effective ang kanang akong ginabuhat nga kanang mag-provide kog mga ingani para maka-help sa inyo ha, guys. Wala ko'y laing pangayoon, guys, kundi like, share, and subscribe. Mao lang gyud na siya, guys. Palihog ko, guys. And then if ever naapod mo time, paki-share pod para daghan pa o kanang matabangan po nato na mga naga self-review, especially katong dili ka afford mag-review center, wala ika afford mag-review center, and then kanang pray hagod sa kanang ako before na nag-review pug ko na walang-wala pug ko ana god. So nagahon ko online. So this is the time to give back sa kanang inyo ha, guys. So time na ko karon para mag-give back kay dira apog ko gikan sa inyohang shoes na kanang naga-review via online. So I am your digital review body. So, I'm here para share sa akong knowledge. Guys, baliw ko sa like and subscribe. Thank you so much. And pakikuan sa notification bell button para updated ka sa daghan pa nga mga reviewers. And also, pwede po ninyo i-comment ang inyong email, personal email, para mahatag na ako ang soft copy sa inyo ha, sa ato ang mga materials. So yeah, without further ado, let us start. So before ta mag-start sa atong part 3, balikan sa nato ang naputol nga questions sa 51 up until 60. Okay, so I'll be giving you 10 seconds for you to think, to analyze the questions para maka-dive mo into the correct answer. So wala ko laing goal din hiya, guys, kundi magtabang sa inyo ha. And wa po ko laing pangayoon sa inyo ha, guys, kundi inyong like, share, subscribe, comment, o kanang mga nagot kay para mas maganahan pa ko ba. Okay, so going back, question number 51, kung saan nato ang timer is set. Hold on. So, naalala lang mo, 10 seconds for you to think, to analyze, to kuan sa inyong check inyong understanding. Okay, by the way, I already uploaded summary discussions with regards for the pre-call, pre-colonial era in the Philippine history and also the Spanish era in the Philippine history. So feel free to check on my YouTube channel, okay? Nakabutang ta na dito, naka-classify na siya. So going back, question number 51. What was the name of the Spanish priest who founded the first school for boys in the Philippines? Again, what was the name of the Spanish priest who founded the first school for boys in the Philippines? Letter A, Juan de Plasencia. Letter B, Miguel de Benavides. Letter C, Pedro Chirino. Letter D, Diego Sierra. Timer starts now. Okay. So, what was the name of the Spanish priest who founded the first school for boys in the Philippines? The correct answer will be letter C. Kinsa man ang katong Spanish priest pare sa Espanyol nga dumala sa first school for boys in the Philippines. That is letter A, Juan de Plasencia. Siya ang Espanyol na pare who founded the first school for boys in the Philippines, Juan de Plasencia. It's because Juan de Plasencia, he was the one who is advocated for native education and established early schools. Si Juan de Plasencia. Si Benavides naman, he was the one founded the UST, the University of Santo Tomas, pero later na siya. Si Pedro Chirino, he was the chronicled Filipino customs. Sierra, known for building the bamboo organ, not schools. So the correct answer, the first Spanish priest who founded the school for boys in the Philippines is the Juan de Plasencia. Okay, so number 52. What was the name of the Spanish priest who built the bamboo organ in Las Piñas? Bago na nato gikuan ganina. What was the name of the Spanish priest who built the bamboo organ in Las Piñas? Letter A, Juan Luna. Letter B, Diego Sierra. Letter C, Pedro Chirino. Letter D, Miguel de Legazpi. Timer starts now. Okay. What was the name of the Spanish priest who built the bamboo organ in Las Piñas? The correct answer will be letter B, si Diego Sierra. Okay? He was the one, he is the Spanish priest who combined artistry and engineering in church music. Okay, si Diego Sierra, um he is known for building the bamboo organ and in the Philippines, okay, in Las Piñas. So Si Juan Luna, he is a painter and he is not a priest. Okay? And si Sierra mo, ito ang correct answer because he was the one who combined artistry and engineering in church music. Si Pedro Chirino, he is a historian and not organ builder. Si Miguel Legazpi, he is a colonial leader and not the clergy. So the correct answer will be Diego Sierra. He is the Spanish priest who built the bamboo organ in Las Piñas. Okay, let us proceed to question number 53. What was the name of the Spanish friar who wrote the first Tagalog grammar book? What was the name of the Spanish friar who wrote the first Tagalog grammar book? A. Thomas Pinpin. Letter B. Juan de Plasencia. Letter C. Francisco Balagtas. Letter D. Pedro de San Buenaventura. Timer starts now. Okay. So, what was the name of the Spanish friar who wrote the first Tagalog grammar book? That is, ang first nga nagkuhan sa Tagalog grammar book si letter D, si Pedro de San Buenaventura. He was the Spanish friar nga nagsulat sa first Tagalog grammar book. Again, Pedro de San Buenaventura. Um, Pedro de San Buenaventura, he was the one author the Vocabulario de Lingua Tagala. Okay? Siya ang nagkuan sa first Tagalog grammar book. Pedro de San Buenaventura. Si Pinpin, he is again the printer and not a grammarian. While si Plasencia, he was the one who wrote religious texts and not grammar. Si Balagtas, he is a Filipino poet and not from Spanish clergy. So the correct answer for the first Spanish friar who wrote the Tagalog grammar book in the Philippines is Pedro de San Buenaventura. Okay, let us proceed to question number 54. What was the name of the Spanish friar who introduced the printing press to the Philippines? What was the name of the Spanish friar who introduced the printing press to the Philippines? Letter A, Fray Francisco de San Jose. Letter B, Thomas Pinpin. Letter C, Juan Luna. Letter D, Miguel de Legazpi. Timer starts now. Di gyud siya lali magbuhat og ingani guys kay usay magmata ko tag alas mga kaadlaw tag alas 3 kay para lang mag-prepare aning materials para mag-study sa materials para mag-record sa questionnaire sa generalization. So guys, I think I really deserve your subscribe, your like, your comment, your share. Kay I put a lot of effort para makahelp pod sa inyo ha. Okay, going back, what was the name of the Spanish friar who introduced the printing press to the Philippines? The correct answer, Spanish friar ha, dili Pilipino ang atong gihisgutan diri. So, if we talk about the Spanish friar nga nag-introduce sa printing press sa Pilipinas, that is the letter A, Fray Francisco de San Jose. Fray Francisco de San Jose. Because Fray Francisco de San Jose, he was the one who brought printing technology and later on, gitrained niya si Pinpin. That's why si Pinpin ang nahimo nga first Filipino printer but he is not the introducer. Kaya ang nag-introduce yun sa or ang nagdala sa printing press diri sa Pilipinas si San Jose. However, when we talk about the first Filipino printer, si Pinpin na siya, Thomas Pinpin. And si Luna, again, he is an artist and not the printer. And Legazpi naman, he is an explorer and not involved in printing. Okay? So, ang nagdala gyud og printing press diri sa Pilipinas si San Jose. And gitrain niya si Thomas Pinpin. O nga mauna siya nga si Thomas Pinpin nahimo siya nga first Filipino printer. Okay, let us go uh, let us go to question number 55. What was the name of the Spanish priest who authored the first Filipino dictionary? What was the name of the Spanish priest who authored the first Filipino dictionary? Letter A, Pedro Chirino. Letter B, Juan de Plasencia. Letter C, Diego Sierra. Letter D, Francisco de San Jose. Timer starts now. Okay, so what was the name of the Spanish priest who authored the first Filipino dictionary? Say letter B, si Juan de Plasencia. The first the name of the Spanish priest who authored the first Filipino dictionary is si Juan de Plasencia. Juan de Plasencia, he was the one who compiled the native customs and vocabulary. Okay? Siya ang nag-compile sa native custom and vocabulary in the Philippines. And si Chirino, again, he is a historian and not lexicographer. Si Siren naman, he is musician and a priest. Si San Jose, he is the one who brought the uh, printer in the Philippines, and he is not the dictionary author. Okay, let us proceed to question number 56. What was the name of the Spanish friar who documented Filipino rituals and beliefs? What was the name of the Spanish friar who documented Filipino rituals and beliefs? Letter A, Pedro Chirino. Letter B, Juan Luna. Letter C, Miguel de Legazpi. Letter D, Jose Rizal. Timer starts now. Okay. So what was the name of the Spanish friar who documented the Filipino rituals and belief? He is letter A, si Pedro Chirino. He was the Spanish friar nga nag-document sa Filipino rituals and belief. Si Chirino, siya ang nagsulat or wrote the Relation de las Islas Filipinas detailing native practices. So, ang Spanish friar nga nag-document sa Filipino rituals and beliefs si Pedro Chirino. Si Luna, he is an artist and not a historian. Legazpi, colonial administrator. And si Rizal naman, he critic colonial abuses, not a friar. Okay? Abuses ang focus ni Jose Rizal. Okay, so let us proceed to question number 57. What was the name of the Spanish priest who defended Filipinos against abusive encomienderos? What was the name of the Spanish priest who defended Filipinos against abusive encomienderos? Letter A, Domingo Salazar. Letter B, Juan de Plasencia. Letter C, Pedro Chirino. Letter D, Miguel de Legazpi. Timer starts now. Magpabilin. Okay. So, what was the name of the Spanish priest who defended Filipinos against abusive encomenderos? Ang naga-defend sa mga Filipino sa pag-aabuso si walain kundi si Domingo Salazar. Okay? Ang naga-defend sa mga Pilipino against encomenderos abuse is si Domingo Salazar. Okay? So si Domingo Salazar, he is the first bishop of Manila and he was vocal against colonial injustices. Okay? Siya ang first Spanish priest nga naga-defend gid sa mga Filipinos against sa mga pang-aabuso. And when we talk about Plasencia, he is focused on education and customs. And si Chirino naman, he is a chronicle and he is not an activist. Si Legazpi, he is the colonial leader. So again, ang nag-defend sa mga Filipino si Domingo Salazar, di Salazar. Okay, question number 58. What was the name of the Spanish friar who established the first printing press in the Philippines? Oh, Sharo, di pa mo ka-answer. Gidiscuss na natin ni ganina. Again, what was the name of the Spanish friar who established the first printing press in the Philippines? Letter A, Thomas Pinpin. Letter B, Fray Francisco de San Jose. Letter C, Juan de Plasencia. Letter D, Pedro Chirino. Timer starts now. Okay. What was the name of the Spanish friar who established the first printing press in the Philippines? That is C, letter B, si Fray Francisco de San Jose. Okay? Si Fray Francisco de San Jose. Okay? He was the Spanish friar nga nag-establish sa first printing press in the Philippines. Okay? So, he was the one who introduced printing and then later nag-train siya og locals which is si Thomas Pinpin, mo na siya ang gitrain na nahimong first Filipino printer but he is not the founder of the printing press. Plasencia, he is a religious writer. So, dili siya ang nagkakaan sa printing press in the Philippines. And si Chirino, he is a historian, not the one who introduced the printing press in the Philippines. Okay, let us proceed to question number 59. What was the name of the Spanish friar who wrote the Doctrina Christiana? What was the name of the Spanish friar who wrote the Doctrina Christiana? Letter A, Juan Luna. Letter B, Thomas Pinpin. Letter C, Juan de Plasencia. Letter D, Miguel de Legazpi. Timer starts now. Okay. So what was the name of the Spanish friar who wrote the Doctrina Christiana? Letter si Juan de Plasencia. Siya ang nagsulat sa Doctrina Christiana, and Doctrina Christiana is the first printing book in the Philippines. First printed book in the Philippines. Doctrina Christiana nga gisulat ni Juan de Plasencia. And Juan de Plasencia, he is the author of the Foundational Catechism. So, ang Doctrina Christiana mo na siya ang kumbaga book sa Catholicism, sa Catechism, okay? And si Luna, dili siya mong answers because he is an artist and he is not a religious writer. Si Pinpin naman, he is a printer but he is not the author. Si Plasencia, this is the correct answer because he is the one who authored the Foundational Catechism, which is he is the one who wrote the book Doctrina Christiana. Legazpi, he is the explorer and not the friar. Let us proceed to question number 60. What was the name of the Spanish friar who compiled Filipino customs and laws? Sharo, di pagyapon ka answer, nibalik na siya. What was the name of the Spanish friar who compiled Filipino customs and laws? Letter A, Juan de Plasencia. Letter B, Pedro Chirino. Letter C, Miguel de Legazpi. Letter D, Jose Rizal. Timer starts now. Guys, wala pa nakasubscribe, palihog ko og subscribe para sa daghan pa na reviewer. Okay, going back, what was the name of the Spanish friar who compiled Filipino customs? That is si letter A, si Juan de Plasencia. Okay? Juan de Plasencia, he was the one who compiled Filipino customs and laws. Okay? Because he is the one who wrote the Relación de las Costumbres, which is a Quito ethnographic work. Okay? Juan de Plasencia. And si Pedro Chirino, he is more focused on rituals and music. Si Legazpi, he is a colonial leader. Si Rizal, he is a nationalist writer and not from the Spanish clergy. Okay? So the correct answer B will be Juan de Plasencia. Okay, let us proceed. Okay guys, so wala na ko'y utang sa part 2. Okay, so natakal na nato ang 10 questions nga nahibilin sa part 2 sa Spanish era. So right now, we'll be proceeding to the questionnaires part 3 for Spanish era in the Philippine history. Okay, so let us proceed. Question number 61. What was the name of the Spanish friar who trained the first Filipino printer? Charo, di ba? What was the name of the Spanish friar who trained the first Filipino printer? Letter A, Juan de Plasencia. Letter B, Fray Francisco de San Jose. Letter C, Pedro Chirino. Letter D, Miguel de Legazpi. Timer starts now. Okay, so what was the name of the Spanish friar who trained the first Filipino printer? That is si Fray Francisco de San Jose. Okay? Siya ang nagdala diriya sa printing press and then gitrain niya si Thomas Pinpin, and Thomas Pinpin became the first Filipino printer in the Philippines. Okay? So again, ang Spanish friar si Fray Francisco de San Jose ang nag-train sa first Filipino printer. Okay, si Plasencia, he is a religious writer but not involved in printing. Si San Jose, this is the correct answer because he is the one who introduced printing and then able to mentor Thomas Pinpin. Si Cherino, he is a historian and he's not a printer. Legazpi, a colonial leader but not a clergy. So let us proceed to question number 62. What was the name of the first Filipino printer? Sharo bonus ako na question na yun ni siya. What was the name of the first Filipino printer? Letter A, Thomas Pinpin. Letter B, Juan Luna. Letter C, Pedro Chirino. Letter D, Jose Rizal. Timer starts now. Okay. So, syempre di pa mo ka-answer ani guys. Kapili na nato ni discuss bago lang gyud, and then katong sa part 2 na discuss gyapon ni siya hantod sa part 3, di ba? So, what was the name of the first Filipino printer? The correct answer will be si Thomas Pinpin. Okay? He gitrain siya ni kinsa ganito nag-train sa iya ha? Si San Jose. Okay, si San Jose. Okay, so si Pinpin, this is the correct answer. He was known as the Prince of Filipino Printer. Prince of Filipino Printer si Thomas Pinpin. Si Luna, this is not the correct answer because he is a painter but not involved in printing. Painter siya and not involved in printing. Si Chirino, he is a historian. Rizal naman, he is a writer and reformist, not a printer. So the correct answer, the first Filipino printer is si Thomas Pinpin. Nga gi-train ni San Jose. Okay, let us proceed to question number 63. What was the name of the Spanish friar who wrote about Filipino customs and rituals? Sharo, what was the name of the Spanish friar who wrote about the Filipino customs and rituals? Letter A, Pedro Chirino. Letter B, Juan Luna. Letter C, Miguel de Legazpi. Letter D, Jose Rizal. Timer starts now. Okay. So, hold on. What was the name of the Spanish friar who wrote about the Filipino customs and rituals? The correct answer will be letter A, si Pedro Chirino. Okay, it's because Pedro Chirino, he's the author of the Relación de las Islas Filipinas, which is naga-study sila og Filipino customs. Si Luna, he is an artist and not a historian. Legazpi is an explorer. Rizal focused on the colonial critic. So the the Spanish friar nga nagakompiled sa mga Filipino vocal, hold on. Nagasulat about sa Filipino customs and rituals si Pedro Chirino. Okay, let us proceed to question number 64. What was the name of the Spanish friar who compiled Filipino vocabulary and grammar? What was the name of the Spanish friar who compiled Filipino vocabulary and grammar? Letter A, Juan de Plasencia. Letter B, Pedro Chirino. Letter C, Thomas Pinpin. Letter D, Miguel D. Legazpi. Timer starts now. Guys, murag taas-taas gud ni ato ang part 3 kay nga no, ang part 3 nahimo man gud siyang 40 items plus nadugangan pa gid siya sa remaining natin 10 questions sa part 2 kay wala na human sa part 2, so mahimo siya nga 50 items. Amazing, murag taas-taas gud ato ang part 3. So sa mga wala pa naka-subscribe, palihog ko og like, subscribe, and share para mas maganahan pa ko, para mas ma-motivate pa ako kay pag madugangan ako subscribers, madugangan akong followers, mas maganahan pa ko buhat og mga questionnaire, mga materials na sama ing ani. So going back, what was the name of the Spanish friar who compiled Filipino vocabulary and grammar? That is si kinsa ganito, si letter A, si Juan de Plasencia. So the Spanish friar who compiled the Filipino vocabulary and grammar si Juan de Plasencia. Okay, si Juan de Plasencia, he is the one who bridged native language and Spanish evangelization. Okay, it's because hold on. Si Juan de Plasencia, ginakompile nila ang mga Filipino vocabulary and grammar para ma-evangelize ang mga Pinoy. Okay? Para makasabot ang mga Pinoy tapos masabtan nila ang mga Pinoy nga na good. So si Juan de Plasencia, he was the one who bridged native language and Spanish evangelization. Okay, si Pedro Chirino, historian not linguist. Si Pinpin, he is the printer not compiler. Legazpi, a colonial leader. So the correct answer will be C Plasencia. Okay, let us proceed to question number 65. What was the name of the Spanish friar who wrote the first Tagalog grammar book? Okay, what was the name of the Spanish friar who wrote the first Tagalog grammar book? Letter A, Pedro de San Buenaventura. Letter B, Juan de Plasencia. Letter C, Thomas Pinpin. Letter D, Pedro Chirino. Timer starts now. OMG, mag-alas 4 na. Trabaho pa ako karong alas 9. Diba? Oh, laban lang. So guys, palihog ko sa like and subscribe. Okay. So, what was the name of the Spanish friar who wrote the first Tagalog grammar book? That is the letter A. Si Pedro de San Buenaventura. Spanish friar who wrote the first Tagalog grammar book. That is Pedro de San Buenaventura. Okay? So, si San Buenaventura, he was the one who authored Vocabulario de la Lengua Tagala. Okay? Si Plasencia, he is a religious text, wrote the religious text, pero dili siya ang author sa Vocabulario de la Lengua Tagala. And si Pinpin, he is a printer. Chirino, he is a historian. Okay, let us proceed to question number 66. What was the name of the Spanish friar who built the bamboo organ in Las Piñas? What was the name of the Spanish friar who built the bamboo organ in Las Piñas? Letter A, Diego Sierra. Letter B, Pedro Chirino. Letter C, Juan Luna. Letter D, Miguel de Legazpi. Timer starts now. Magpabilin kami kanimo. Okay. So what was the name of the Spanish friar who built the bamboo organ in Las Piñas? That is C, letter A, si Diego Sierra. Diego Sierra. He was the Spanish friar who built the bamboo organ in Las Piñas. Okay, si Sierra, he was the one who combined artistry and engineering in church music. Okay? Ang inyong hinumduman din a bamboo organ in Las Piñas, Spanish friar who built the bamboo organ in Las Piñas. Mauna siya si Diego Sierra. It's because siya ang nag-combine sa artistry and engineering in church music. Okay? So Chirino, he is a historian. So dili siyang answer. Luna, he is a painter. Legazpi, he is an explorer. Okay, let us proceed to question number 67. What was the name of the Spanish friar who founded the first school for boys? Okay, who was the name? What was the name of the Spanish friar who founded who founded the first school for boys? Letter A, si Juan de Plasencia. Letter B, Miguel de Benavides. Letter C, Pedro Chirino. Letter D, Diego Sierra. Timer starts now. Okay. So, what was the name of the Spanish friar who founded the first school for boys? That is C, Juan de Plasencia. Siya ang Spanish friars nga nagadumala sa first school for boys in UST, University of Santo Tomas. Because si Plasencia, he advocated for native education, okay? And si Benavides naman founded the UST but later na siya, okay? University of Santo Tomas. And then si Chirino, he is a historian, and si Sierra, musician and a priest. So, the Spanish friar nga naga-found sa first school for boys, that is the Juan de Plasencia. Okay, let us proceed to question number 68. What was the name of the Spanish friar who authored the first Filipino dictionary? Okay? What was the name of the Spanish friar who authored the first Filipino dictionary? Letter A, Juan de Plasencia. Letter B, Pedro Chirino. Letter C, Diego Sierra. Letter D, Francisco de San Jose. Timer starts now. All right. So, what was the name of the Spanish friar who authored the first Filipino dictionary? That is letter A, si Juan de Plasencia. Okay, he is the Spanish friar who authored the first Filipino dictionary. It's because he was the one who compiled the native customs and vocabulary. So, Chirino, Sierra, and San Jose is not the correct answer. It's because si Chirino, he is a historian. Si Sierra naman, he is a musician and a priest. While San Jose is a printer. Okay? So, let us proceed to the question number 69. What was the name of the Spanish friar who documented Filipino rituals and beliefs? What was the name of the Spanish friar who documented Filipino rituals and beliefs? Letter A, Pedro Chirino. Letter B, Juan Luna. Letter C, Miguel de Legazpi. Letter D, Jose Rizal. Timer starts now. Okay. What was the name of the Spanish friar who documented Filipino rituals and beliefs? The correct answer will be letter A, si Pedro Chirino. Okay, he was the a Spanish friar nga naga-document sa Filipino rituals and belief. Okay? Okay, so si Pedro Chirino ang nag-document sa Filipino rituals and beliefs because again, he is the one who wrote the Relación de las Islas Filipinas. And Luna Legazpi and Rizal is not the correct answer because Luna, he is an artist. Si Legazpi naman, he is an explorer. Si Rizal, he is a reformist writer. Okay? So let us proceed to question number 70. What was the name of the Spanish friar who defended Filipino against abusive encomenderos? What was the name of the Spanish friar who defended Filipinos against abusive encomenderos? Letter A, Domingo de Salazar. Letter B, Juan de Plasencia. Letter C, Pedro Chirino. Letter D, Miguel de Legazpi. Timer starts now. Actually, nabalik naman siya. Siya di pa maka-answer. And we already discussed that one a while ago. Okay. So what was the name of the Spanish friar who defended Filipinos against abusive encomenderos? That is, kinsa ganito, si Domingo Salazar. Okay? Dili siya gusto nga ang mga Pinoy or ang mga Pilipino abusuhon sa mga encomenderos. Okay? Grabe na akong hair fall, guys. Stress ang peg. Grabe ako kung hair fall. So, subscribe na ko, guys. Nag-effort man ko. Okay, so si Salazar, again, he is the first bishop of Manila and he is so vocal against abuses, especially sa mga Filipino nga ni ginaabyo sa mga encomenderos. Okay? So si Plasencia naman, on the other hand, he is more focused on education, and si Chirino, he is a historian, and Legazpi, he is a colonial leader. However, the Spanish friar nga naga-defend sa mga Filipinos against abusive encomenderos, si Domingo Salazar. Okay, let us proceed to question number 71. Who established the tobacco monopoly in the Philippines? Who established the tobacco monopoly in the Philippines? Letter A, Rafael de Esquerdo. Letter B, Jose Basco y Vargas. Letter C, Diego Silang. Letter D, Miguel Lopez de Legazpi. Timer starts now. Okay. So who established the tobacco monopoly in the Philippines? That is letter B. So Jose Basco y Vargas from the word Basco. Char lang. Si letter B, si Jose Basco y Vargas. Okay? It's because si Jose Basco y Vargas, he was the one who pushed economic growth through monopolies like boosting local revenue but burdening Filipino farmers. Amazing, kayo ka. While on the other hand, si Rafael de Esquerdo, he is not the correct answer because Esquerdo is known for suppressing the Cavite Mutiny but not economic reforms. Diego Silang naman, he is not the correct answer as well because si Diego Silang, he is a Ilocano revolutionary who resisted Spanish rule, not a colonial administrator. Si Miguel Lopez de Legazpi naman, he is not the correct answer because he is the first Spanish governor general and focused on conquest and settlement. Okay? So the correct answer will be Jose Basco E. Vargas because siya ang nag-push sa economic growth through monopolies. Okay? So ang tao nga nag-establish for tobacco monopoly in the Philippines is si Jose Basco E. Vargas. Okay, let us proceed to question number 72. Which Filipino priest was linked to the Cavite Mutiny on the year 1872? Which Filipino priest who was linked to the Cavite Mutiny of 1872? Letter A, Padre Burgos. Letter B, Padre Gomez. Letter C, Padre Zamora. Letter D, Padre Damasco. Timer starts now. Okay. So which Filipino priest was linked to the Cavite Mutiny of 1872? That is si Padre Burgos. Okay? Siya ang Filipino priest nga na-link sa Cavite Mutiny in the year of 1872. Okay. Si Padre Burgos, he's the correct answer because he is an intellectual leader among Filipino clergy, symbol of resistance against friar dominance. Okay? So siya ang pare nga na-link sa Cavite Mutiny. Si Padre Burgos. Okay? Si Padre Gomez naman, he is martyred alongside Burgos and Zamora but less politically vocal. Na-link siya kay kuan siya kay na-link siya kay Burgos and Zamora pero dili kaayo siya vocal when it comes to politics. Si Padre Zamora naman, he is a victim of injustice and part of Gomborza but not the central figure. Okay? So ang pinaka-central good, ang pinaka-kuan gyud sa Cavite Mutiny si Padre Burgos. Okay? And then si Padre Damaso, he is a fictional friar from Rizal's novel which representing clerical abuse. Okay? So the correct answer will be Padre Burgos. Okay? He was the he is the priest nga na-link sa Cavite Mutiny during the year of 1872. And now let us proceed to question number 73. What decree required Filipinos to adopt Spanish surnames? Okay? What decree required Filipinos to adopt Spanish surnames? Letter A, Cedula Ordinance. Letter B, Claveria Decree. Letter C, Patronato Real. Letter D, Encomienda Law. Timer starts now. Okay. What decree required Filipinos to adopt Spanish surnames? That is letter B, the Claveria Decree. Okay? Mao na siya ang decree nga naga-required sa mga Filipino nga i-adapt ang Spanish surname sa mga apelyido sa mga Pinoy. Okay? Nga i-adapt ang Spanish nga mga apelyido. Okay, it's because the Claveria Decree, this is the one who standardized surnames to streamline colonial records and control of identity. So, gina-impose ang Claveria Decree para ma-standardize ang mga apelyido sa mga Pinoy to streamline colonial records and control identity. Okay? And Cedula, on the other hand, Cedula Ordinance, this is introduced personal tax and not naming reform. So, ang CEDOLA, this is personal tax, okay? And then not naming reforms. While the Patronato Real, this is a church-state alliance, and this is unrelated to naming convention. Okay, Patronato Real is a church-state alliance only. And encomienda law, this is focused on land and labor system, but not on personal identity. Okay, so the correct answer will be Claveria Decree, which is to standardize surnames to streamline colonial records and control identity. That's why karon makuan ka sa mga Pinoy or mga Filipino nga ilaha mga apelyido is pang Espanyol. Kaya nga no, ginagamitan or kuan na sa mga Espanyol before ang ilaha mga apelyido para ma-control, para kuan ang record, ana god mabalaan ang mga katauhan sa Pilipinas. Okay? Wait lang. Okay, going back, let us proceed to question number 74. Who were the Gomborza martyrs? Kinsa daw to sila, ang katong mga Gomborza martyrs. Letter A, Rizal Bonifacio Mabini. Letter B, Burgos Gomez Zamora. Letter C, Silang Malong Palares. Letter D, Luna del Pilar Aguinaldo. Timer starts now. Pero na kayong answer. Amazing. Kung di pa yung ka-answer, mag-tumbling na yung ko. Guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, who were the Gomborza martyrs? That is, ang Gomborza, sila Gomez, Burgos, and Zamora. That's why nahimo siyang Gomborza. Si Gomez, ang G-O-M, and then B-U-R, si Burgos, and then Z-A, that is Zamora. Sila ang mga martyrs. Gomborza martyrs. It's because si Burgos, Gomez, Zamora, they are Filipino priests unjustly executed, okay? Igniting reformist and nationalist movement, okay? Mga Pinoy, mga Pilipino nga pari sila nga napatawan o ganang executions for igniting reformist and nationalist movement. And by the way guys, dira abay pud nag-start ang kanang pagiging kuan ni Jose Rizal kanang fighting for freedom. Okay? It's because kasi itong teacher sa iyahang kuya, teacher ni Pasiano. Si Burgos ba to? Well, ma-discuss na to na siya pag mag-discuss na ko sa life and works of Dr. Jose Rizal, okay? So, dira nag-start pod ang pagiging kuan ni Jose Rizal para mag-fight against the Spanish friars sa mga pang-aabuso. Okay. So, the correct answer will be Burgos, Gomez, and Zamora. And Rizal, Bonifacio, Mabini, they are key figures in later phases of resistance but not linked in Cavite Mutiny. Okay? So, si Silang, Malong, and si Palares, this is a regional leaders of earlier revolts but not clergy. Okay? So, si Luna, Del Pilar, ug si Aguinaldo, these are the revolutionaries of the late 19th century and not a religious martyrs. So, when we talk about religious martyrs na kanang na-link sa Cavite Mutiny, that is the Gomborza, Gomez, Burgos, and Zamora. Okay, let us proceed to question number 75. What law allowed Filipinos to study in Spain? What law allowed Filipinos to study in Spain? Letter A, Moral Law. Letter B, Educational Decree of 1863. Letter C, Royal Decree of 1869. Letter D, Spanish Constitution of 1812. Timer starts now. Okay. So, what law allowed Filipinos to study in the Spain? That is the Marla, that is the Royal Decree of 1869. So, ang batas nga nag-allowed sa mga Pinoy, sa mga Filipino to study in Spain is Royal Decree of 1869. Okay? It's because the Royal Decree of 1869, this is to enable Filipino ilustrados to study in Spain, which is a for fueling reformist thought. Okay? So, ang mga Pinoy nga um, pwede maka-eskwela ang batas nga ginakoan sa mga Espanyol nga ginaalaw nila ang mga Filipino na maka-eskwela sa Spain, that is in Royal Decree of 1869, and ang mga educated Filipino before, ang tawag sa ilaha is mga ilustrados. Ang moral law, this is focused on municipal governance and not on education abroad. And the Educational Decree of 1863, this is established public schools in the Philippines and not overseas access. Okay, sa Pilipinas lang na siya, dili siya pang overseas. Okay? And the Spanish Constitution of 1812, this is granted rights to Spanish citizens but not to specific Filipino education. So the correct answer will be Royal Decree of 1869, which is enabled Filipino ilustrados to study in Spain, fueling reformist thought. Okay, let us proceed to question number 76. Who wrote the Relación de las Islas Filipinas? Kinsay nagsulat sa Relación de las Islas Filipinas? Letter A, si Father Juan de Plasencia. Letter B, Father Pedro Chirino. Letter C, Father Francisco de San Antonio. Letter D, Father Diego Sierra. Timer starts now. Okay. Who wrote the Relación de las Islas Filipinas? That is, gidiscuss na nato ni ganina. Okay, kinsa ang nagkuan sa Relación de las Islas Filipinas? That is si Father Pedro Chirino. Okay? Siya ang nagsulat sa Relación de las Islas Filipinas. It's because si Father Pedro Chirino, he is the chronicle Filipino customs and culture, which is offering a colonial lens on a native life. Si Father Juan de Plasencia, he is known for educational reforms and early catechism and not historical chronicles. And si Father Francisco de San Antonio, he was the one who wrote the religious text but not the Relación. Okay? And si Father Diego Sierra naman, he was the one who built the bamboo organ, more known for music and architecture. So the correct answer for the person who wrote the Relación de las Islas Filipinas is si Father Pedro Chirino. Okay, let us proceed to question number 77. Who founded La Solidaridad? Who founded La Solidaridad? Letter A, Marcelo H. Del Pilar. Letter B, Graciano Lopez Haina. Letter C, Jose Rizal. Letter D, Antonio Luna. Timer starts now. Okay. Who founded La Solidaridad? That is letter B. Si Graciano Lopez Haina. Siya ang kuan sa founded the La Solidaridad. It's because si Graciano Lopez Haina, he was the one who sparked reformist journalism with La Solidaridad's launch. Siya ang nag-launch sa La Solidaridad. While si Jose Rizal, he was the one who contributed essays but focused more on novels and diplomacy. Si Antonio Luna, he was the one who wrote for the paper but was more active in military leadership. Si Marcelo H. Del Pilar, he became editor of La Solidaridad but not its founder. Okay, so ang founder yun ana ang sa La Solidaridad si Graciano Lopez Haina. Okay? All right, so let us proceed to question number 78. Who ordered the execution of Jose Rizal? Again, who ordered the executions of Jose Rizal? Letter A, Rafael D. Izquierdo. Letter B, Camilo Polavieja. Letter C, Basilio Agustin. Letter D, Diego de los Rios. Timer starts now. Hold on, nag-lag ko. Ano man eh. Okay. So, kinsa daw ang nag-order to execute Jose Rizal? The correct answer will be letter B. Si Camilo Polavieja. Siya ang nag-order for the execution of Jose Rizal. Camilo Polavieja. It's because si Camilo Polavieja, he was the one who approved Rizal's death sentence, which is intensifying a revolutionary fervor. Okay? Siya ang nag-approve para sa death sentence ni Jose Rizal, si Camilo Polavieja. While Rafael D. Izquierdo, on the other hand, he was the one linked to the Cavite Mutiny but not Rizal's execution. Si Basilio Agustin, he governed during the revolution's peak but not Rizal's trial. And then Diego de los Rios naman, he is the last Spanish Governor General, which is post-Rizal era. So let us proceed to question number... Wow, layuan nalagputan eh. Daan. Number 70 pa ta. Okay. Let us proceed to question number 79. What ship brought the first missionaries in 1565? What ship brought the first missionaries in 1565? Letter A, San Diego. Letter B, Trinidad. Letter C, San Pedro. Letter D, Magellan. Timer starts now. Okay. What ship brought the first missionaries in the year 1565? That is letter... Ang barko nga nagdala sa mga first missionaries sa Pilipinas during 1565, that is, ang pangalan sa barko kay San Pedro. Okay? San Pedro ang barko nga nagdala sa mga first missionaries in the Philippines in year 1565. Okay? It's because San Pedro, mo ni siya ang barko nga carried Legazpi and missionaries, which is marking the start of Spanish evangelization. So, San Diego, on the other hand, this is a Spanish warship sunk in the battle, okay, and not a missionary vessel. And Trinidad naman, this is Magellan's flagship. Okay? Pero wala siya na link to the missionary arrival. And then Magellan, this is a person, okay? Nga gipatay ni Lapu-Lapu. Not specifically nga sila Lapu-Lapu gyud nagpatay kay wala man siya exact evidence nga sila Lapu-Lapu gyud ang nagpatay. However, Magellan was killed during the reign of Lapu-Lapu. So, Magellan is a person, not a ship, and arrived decades earlier. So, the correct answer is San Pedro mo na siya ang pangalan sa barko nga nagdala sa mga missionaries in the Philippines. Okay, let us proceed to question number 80. Which institution led colonial education? Again, which institution led colonial education? Letter A, ayuntamiento. Letter B, parishes. Letter C, friar schools. Letter D, real audiencia. Timer starts now. Okay. Which institution led colonial education? The correct answer will be, that is letter C, friar schools. Institution nga nag-led to colonial education is friar schools. Okay? It's because friar schools, this is controlled early education, shaping minds through religious instruction. Okay? Gina-shape ang mga Pinoy, ang mga mind sa mga Filipinos through religious instruction. When we talks about ayuntamiento, this is a local government body and not focus on the education. And parishes naman, this is a spiritual centers but not formal education. And the real audiencia, this is a judicial body and this is not related for schooling. So the correct answer will be friar schools. Okay? Friar schools, which is the institution-led colonial education. So let us proceed to question number 81. Who painted the Spolarium? Who painted the Spolarium? Letter A, Fernando Amorsolo. Letter B, Felix Resurrección Hidalgo. Letter C, Juan Luna. Letter D, Guillermo Tolentino. Timer starts now. Okay. Who painted the Spolarium? The correct answer, that would be C, Juan Luna. Siya ang nag-paint sa Spolarium. Okay? So, Juan Luna, he used art to expose oppression. Spolarium, which is symbolized Filipino suffering under the Spain. Okay? Under Spanish colonization. Okay? So, si Juan Luna ang nagpaint sa Spolarium. And then, ang Spolarium means is symbolizes Filipino suffering under the Spain. Si Fernando Amorsolo, he is known for romantic rural scenes and not political art. Okay? And si Felix Resurrección Hidalgo, he painted Las Virgens Cristianas, expuestas al populacho? Sorry, hold on. Yeah. Populacho man siguro ni. Populacho, basta mo na siya. Also, the critical of colonial cruelty. Pero dili gyud siya ang specific nga paint sa Spolarium. So, again, Spolarium, Juan Luna. Juan Luna, Spolarium. Ang Spolarium, nag-symbolize na siya for Filipino suffering under the Spain. Si Guillermo Tolentino naman, this is a sculptor, okay? He is a sculptor of the Bonifacio Monument and not a painter. Lahi ang sculptor, lahi ang painter. Okay? So the correct answer will be Juan Luna. Okay, let us proceed to question number 82. Who compiled the first Tagalog dictionary? Who compiled the first Tagalog dictionary? Letter A, Father Juan de Plasencia. Letter B, Father Pedro Chirino. Letter C, Father Domingo Salazar. Letter D, Father Manuel Blanco. Timer starts now. Okay. Who compiled the first Tagalog dictionary? That is si Father. Discuss na nato na ganina. Okay? Si Father Juan de Plasencia. Siya ang nag-compile sa first Tagalog dictionary. It's because si Juan de Plasencia, he was the one who preserved native language while promoting religious instruction. Pedro Chirino, he was the one critical Filipino customs but not focused on linguistic. Father Domingos de Salazar, he is the first bishop of Manila, known for defending natives. And then Father Manuel Blanco, he is a botanist and also a priest. Botanist priest contributed to plant studies, not language. Okay, let us proceed to question number 83. What decree opened the Philippines to world trade? What decree opened the Philippines to the world trade? Letter A, Claveria Decree. Letter B, Royal Decree of 1834. Letter C, Mauro Law. Letter D, Patronato Real. Timer starts now. Tas-tas, medyo tas-tas din ato ang part 3 kay 40 items man gud siya ang part 3 unya plus napa siya 10 items sa part 2 nga nabilin nahimo siya nga 50 items. Okay, so by the way guys, wala pa mga naka-subscribe dira pa galaw-galaw naman dyan, palihog kog subscribe, like, and share. Subscribe, like, and share. And you can comment also your email address para ma-send na ko ang soft copy sa inyo ha. Okay, what decree opened the Philippines to the world trade? That is letter B, the Royal Decree of 1834. World trade na pwede na makapag-import o export ang Philippines, that is Royal Decree of 1834. Okay, so the Royal Decree of 1834, this allowed foreign merchants shifting economy toward global commerce. The Claveria Decree, this is a standardized surnames but not trade policies. Okay? So, mao lang ni siya, standardized lang Claveria Decree na kanang kanan og mga Spanish surnames ang mga Pinoy para ma-control ang populations, para ma-control ang mga tao sa Pilipinas. Okay? And moral law, this is focused on municipal reforms and not in trade. Ang Patronato Real, this is church-state agreement and this is unrelated to economic liberalization. Okay? So correct answer will be Royal Decree of 1834, which is allowed foreign merchants shifting the economy towards global commerce. Okay, let us proceed to question number 84. Who was the Governor General during the British invasion in Manila? Who was Governor General during the British invasion in Manila? Letter A, Simeon D. Anda. Letter B, Jose Basco E. Vargas. Letter C, Diego de los Rios. Letter D, Rafael de Escuerdo. Timer starts now. Okay, so who was the Governor General during the British invasion of Manila? That is the British invasion. That is the letter A, Simeon D. Anda. He was the Governor General during the British invasion of Manila. Simeon D. Anda, he was the one who led resistance against British forces. which preserve Spanish authority. Um, si Jose Vasco y Vargas, he was the one who focused on economic reforms, and he was the one who kuan sa katong tobacco monopoly. Okay, not military defense. Si Diego de los Rios naman, he was the last Spanish governor general, which is he served post invasion. And Rafael de Izquierdo, he governed during the Cavite Mutiny and not in the British invasion. OMG, hold on. Okay. So let us proceed to question number 85. Who led the Katipunan against Spain? Who led the Katipunan against Spain? Letter A, Emilio Aguinaldo. Letter B, Apolinario Mabini. Letter C, Andres Bonifacio. Letter D, Gregorio del Pilar. And, hold on na. Wait lang dyan, naglag ako ang ano. Okay, timer starts now. Okay. Who led the Katipunan against Spain? That is Katipunan. From the word Katipunan, that is Andres Bonifacio. Okay. Who led the Katipunan against Spain? That is Andres Bonifacio. It's because Andres Bonifacio, he founded the Katipunan, ignited grassroots resistance. It's because si Jose Rizal gusto niya og kanang peace campaign. Ana god so nagakuan siya pamaagi sa pagsulat sa kuan sa no limit hunger and filibusterismo. However, si Andres Bonifacio, he is so vocal, he is so kanang action god, gusto gyud siya nga makipagpatayan. It's because si sorry. Okay, it's because ang goal man gud ni Jose Rizal is he wanted the Philippines to become the province of the Spanish, of the Spain. However, si Andres Bonifacio ang gusto gid niya is total separation sa Espanyol, okay, sa Spain. So kuan gid kaayo kanang kumbaga harsh or kanang kuan gid makipagpatayan gid si Andres Bonifacio. Si Jose Rizal, he is for the peaceful campaign, pero si Andres Bonifacio gusto gyud niya og kanang kuan gyud ba kanang gera ana god. And Emilio Aguinaldo, he was the one who led the revolution's military wing, but not the Katipunan's founding. Okay? Apolinario Mabini, he is the brain of the revolution, but not focused on the governance and philosophy. Si Gregorio del Pilar, he is the young general known for bravery but not organizational leadership. Okay? So ang nagalegin sa Katipunan against Spain is Andres Bonifacio. Okay. Let us proceed to question number 86. Which religious order arrived first in the Philippines? Which religious order arrived first in the Philippines? Letter A, Jesuits. Letter B, Franciscans. Letter C, Augustinians. Letter D, Dominicans. Timer starts now. Okay. So, which religious order arrived first in the Philippines? The correct answer will be letter A. 'Di ba sa alphabet, una ninyo, ang first na nag-arrive sa Philippines is Augustinians. It's because sa alphabet ang first nga letter sa alphabet letter A. Okay, so Augustinians, this is the first missionaries in 1565 laid the foundations for evangelization. Nato mnemonics ang first is Augustinians, Franciscan, AF, G Sweets, GDR. Recollect. Augustinians, AF, sige ito, GDR? AFGDR, which is Augustinians, um, AFGDR. AFGDR ang mnemonics ana. AFGDR ang A Augustinians, ang F Franciscans, ang D Dominicans, ang R GDR. Nakalimutan ko sa ako ang mnemonics ana before eh. Augustinians, Franciscans, Dominicans, AFG, mo na siya AFG, J, di kay J na ibulo ko. Nagunaon ako unsay G, J, AFJ, DR. Okay, mo na siya. AF tama. Sure nako. So, ang mnemonics din nako ana before is AFGDR. Okay? AFGJDR. Okay. Agostinians, Franciscans, Jesuits, and AFGD, Dominicans, and Recollects. Okay? Tama na. Kung ano gyud siya na. Hinumduman na gyud nako siya ako ang um, mnemonics. AFJDR. AFJDR. Agostinians, Franciscans, Jesuits, Dominicans, and Recollect. Mana siya ang pasunod sa nag-arrive na kanang religious order nga nag-arrive sa Philippines. Okay? AFGDR. AFJDR. Agustinians, Franciscans, Jesuits, Dominicans, and Recollect. Oh my God, nag-error akong files. Amazing. Kailangan na to yan, no guys. Resume na po na to tomorrow ang part 3. So guys, I will be resuming tomorrow sa sa remaining na questions sa part 3. It's because nagka-technical error ako ang files. Dili siya ma-access, nag-offline nga na good na. Bisag gusto na ko refresh, dili mako na ako ang files nga na good. So I think that will be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I will be resuming this one tomorrow. So ayaw kalimutong subscribe kay para ma-notify ka sa future na mga videos, sa mga future na materials. Thank you so much. I love you everyone.